G'day everyone, Turbo Tristan here. In today's video, you're gonna see my car on the dyno, finally. A little bit of a story about that, but here's a little footage and a teaser. We'll jump into it after this. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This video is a long time coming. There's a couple of asterisks on this video, so a couple of bits of information you need to know about the dyno and what we were doing and why and how and the power figure and all that. We'll get to that in a second. But some good friends of mine, Luke and Geordie from Fullboost, they are Australia's longest running YouTubers for the car scene. Fullboost Australia. They've been doing it longer than 1320. They've been doing it longer than Cletus, Boosted Boys, Mighty Car Mods, Motive, all those guys. They have been doing it for 25 years. They used to make DVDs and sell them online way back in the day. Had their own forum and all that sort of stuff. And it's always been a dream of mine to be featured on their channel and to get involved with the guys and do something with them. I'm in Melbourne. They're in Melbourne. Recently, around about, I think it was October long weekend, I held a meet right here and I invited every single Melbourne car YouTuber that I knew of, that I could think of. And there was about 30 of us, 30 cars. We filled up my whole complex here. We had just some finger food, some drinks. We all got to know each other. The guys from RACEWORKS and PROTEX came along. I organized a couple of sponsors just for some of the smaller channels to get ahead. And networking, it was a bit of a networking thing, and I invited everyone over. And since then, been chatting non-stop to the guys from Fullboost, which is just awesome. It's unreal to now say that I'm friends with them and I know them, which is cool. And as well as all the other YouTubers here in Melbourne. Now, the Fullboost guys are famous for dyno videos, engine dyno videos, drag videos, and just all kinds of weird and wacky features on cars. Not any one particular style. As long as it's got boost, they're into it. Even if it doesn't, they're into it. As you know, my car has been up and running for around about a month and a half now. And one of my really, really good friends, Evan from Unigroup Engineering, was able to help me out, as he always does. The guy is a legend. We jumped on the laptop. I drove around. He hotspotted in and he got the car to a point where the air fuel mixtures were right, all the timing, all the sensors were all right, and the car was perfectly safe to bash on, beat on. And you would have seen in a couple of my videos, I'm belting it around, being a bit of a fool. And yeah, the car is safe. Now the car's far from tuned. We haven't done anything with the timing. We haven't done anything with the VTEC. We haven't done anything with the variable cam or the boost controller, or none of that's been touched. It's just air fuel ratios are good, mixtures are good, all the sensors work, everything's good. It's measuring what it needs to and send it. Now, we do know the car was running 8 PSI. The Haltech dash tells us that, as well as the data logging in the Haltech Elite 1500. And otherwise, I've probably driven 100 or 200 Ks at an absolute maximum on the car, so around about 120 miles at the absolute most. And then I saw on Facebook the guys from Fullboost were holding the last ever dyno night at Springy Performance, which is just up the road, literally 1 or 2 kilometers away, or a mile and a half away. Everyone's been asking me what sort of power does the car make, etc., etc. I had no idea, so I signed up, took my car down, hung out with the boys. They did an awesome feature, which I'll throw up here. The link will be in the description. Go check out their video. It's been up for a couple of days, 12,000 odd views and growing. So they're excited to film something a little bit different and a little bit wild, which is my car. Something else that was really awesome is Baz from Springy Performance. They actually sold their dyno. They needed the workshop space and they didn't have a tuner on. He actually taught me how to use the dyno, and I got to drive my car on there, which is something I've always wanted to do. And it's actually really, really weird feeling to be driving and not moving. It sounds like nothing and anyone could do it, but actually it's a really weird feeling because you've got to turn on and off the dyno, load and unload it, rev it, whatever, hold the wheel straight in a front wheel drive so it doesn't torque steer, all that sort of stuff, and concentrate on turning the dyno off so it doesn't over rev the car because the rollers speed up, and if you back off and all sorts of things. It's a lot more complicated than what it would seem, just drive fast on some rolling road. But yeah, so I got to tick that off the bucket list. So thanks a lot, Baz. That was absolutely mad. Appreciate it. It's once in a lifetime, maybe not, hopefully not, opportunity. So cheers for that. Check this out. Listen to the awesome sounds. Wastegate open, exhaust, turbo spooling, everything like that. It sounds incredible. Check this out. I'll come back after and explain a few things. What do you reckon it's going to make?
180.
180.
197.
210. 210. What power do you reckon it's going to make?
250.
220.
How much power you reckon it'll make? Chuck a number.
221.
10,000 duck power.
10,000 duck power. How much power?
285.
285. That'd be nice.
300.
300.
Yeah, let's go 300.
Okay, we'll see. So a bit of a once in a maybe lifetime experience. I get to drive the dyno, so couldn't say no. The boys are going to film me doing it, and yeah, I'm basically going to drive my own car on a fake road, but I'm a bit nervous about it. So we'll see what it's about, driving a dyno.
Alright, I'll run you through it.
Yep.
So, it's very basic, it's not hard. A few buttons, it's like driving on the street, but
yep.
ultimately, you know, I'm sure you'll be capable. But yeah, good experience for you, so.
Hell yeah.
So it's just like driving on the street. Alright,
yep.
But you're on a chassis that doesn't move. Front wheel drive, handbrake up, we'll run it through the gears. The controller just tells the computer when to draw the graph and when to not draw a graph. So it just puts
yep.
it in that, you know, like it controls the ramp brake so it doesn't over rev.
Is there like a brake to hit?
I'll run you through the buttons,
yep.
yeah. So at the moment we'll just do a test run. Fans on, fan. So first thing we do is just make sure it drives all right.
Yep.
Fan is automatic, so there's no issue there. Run it through the gears. Normally, fourth gear is the gear we want to be in. Hold the steering wheel because it's front wheel drive. Button, hit once, wide open.
What's it make? Nearly 200?
194.
194.
Which means there's so much left. There's like 100 kilowatts in it.
There's a heap left in it.
So the first thing that anyone says to me when they saw that video and saw that it made 194 kilowatts or 265 horsepower, I think it was, at the wheels, was, oh man, I was expecting more, blah, blah, blah. And that's because they don't know, it's not actually tuned. It was just road tuned, like we said, get the air fuel mixtures right and drive the car around. It's safe. I could bash this all day long, off limiter. Nothing's gonna happen. It's a bit doughy, it's a bit dopey. Thanks to Boost, thanks to VTEC, it does rip up in the revs quite quick, but we are missing around about 100 kilowatts. And the reason for that is we're on the factory, 15 degrees timing. We haven't touched the intake cam, which has got a 50-degree VTEC Type R cam gear in it. So we haven't touched that. The boost controller down here in the corner hasn't even been turned on. Now we do have a 7-pound wastegate spring in there. These Sidewinder manifolds are famous for boost creep. When you're in 4th gear, it does sit at around 8 PSI, so 1 PSI is perfect. When you're in 2nd or 3rd and you hit it, it will spike, and sometimes it'll hit boost cut, which is set at around 10 PSI. So we definitely don't want that. When I get the car tuned, I will be running it to a maximum of 10 PSI and probably put a 12 PSI boost cut on it. I want to keep the rods in the block, make sure it lasts for a long time, get it on track, go to the drags, do a bit of cruising, all that sort of stuff. K24 with a turbo. This is a 3076. This turbo, this engine, this combo on a Honda or any other ECU, Haltech, anything like that, I've seen figures from 295 kilowatts all the way up to 325 kilowatts. So we can all agree I'm missing around about 100 kilowatts. Do I want that much power? Based on the 200 kilowatts I've got right now and these tires, which are $60 tires, 300 kilowatts would be totally unusable, waste of time, useless, blah, blah, blah. Yep, I definitely do want the power though. I do want to be able to say I've got a 300 kilowatt Civic, but I do need to work out the tires. I'm going to do a 5-stud conversion, sell these wheels, change rims and tires, put some semi-slicks on there, bigger brakes, all that sort of stuff, and then go out, get the car tuned. We're going to adjust the timing, adjust the cam gear, turn on the boost controller. I might even put some bigger injectors just to be safe, and then get it properly tuned on a proper dyno with either Evan from Uni Group, or I'll just go see Kenny and the guys here at Elusive and get them to do it. They've done a million of them. It's nice and easy, in, out, they're just around the corner. So those are my options. That will be happening soon. I do need to fix the power steering leak coming from the rack. This rack is from the wreckers. It's out of an EG sedan, which I had to get unknown how many Ks were on it, all that sort of stuff. I just pretty much ripped the subframe and rack out to use in my KSWAP. Turns out it's leaking, so that sucks. So I'm going through a whole bottle of power steering fluid every time I drive it, which absolutely sucks. So I've got to fix that, and I've also still got to fix the tail lights and get that figured out and sorted so that my brake lights work. Everything works, all the lights work, the brakes work, everything's perfect except for the lights don't come on when you hit the pedal. I've tested the switch, it's perfect. So yeah, who knows? But I'm gonna get one of my mates, Patrick, to come have a look in the next couple of days, see what he thinks. If he can't figure it out, we'll get Logan down here. If he can't figure it out, we'll get Vel down here. Someone is gonna be able to fix this really simple, probably just a missing wire or something, snipped wire. We'll get it sorted. But that's it. I hope you liked the dyno video. Shout out again to Luke and Geordie from Fullboost. Check out their video because the editing on that, all the content, everything you want to know is all answered in there. So go check those out. Tell them Turbo Tristan sent you. Share it in all the pages overseas. I know the power figure's low. It's going to get bigger. There's going to be more dyno videos. So don't stress about that. Also, big shout out to Max Peating Rods for the turbo. Sounds incredible. RACEWORKS for all of the other pipes, fittings, hoses, lines, injectors, fuel pump, everything else on the car. RACEWORKS. Honda boy for the engine mounts. Myself for making an awesome exhaust and the screamer. I couldn't have done it without the help of all those guys. Thanks so much for the sponsors for hooking it up with the turbo. There will be another video to come about how much a K-swap costs if you don't do what I did and do it a different way and a cheaper way, and how to get it done the best way. If you like this kind of content, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, spool up, bring the boost, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.